I really don't know if I'm gonna be able to put it on the car, but I'm gonna figure something out, maybe. But if you notice, I got the microphone kind of just clipped onto the tripod to get the rear sound of the exhaust. So let me just go ahead and start this car in stock exhaust, idle. Let's see if I can kind of place you guys somehow up on this thing to get a view of the car while I do this. I'm doing the ultimate finagle right now, just letting y'all know. Do a couple revs. That's like, that's 4,000. Like 5,000. That's right around 7,000. All right, that should be a good. That should be a good gauge on how this thing is supposed to sound. I'm not saying it's gonna be the greatest amount of sound, but you should have a good idea of what this sounds like stock. Now hopefully this translates into the sound you want to hear when I put the mid pipe on, because I'm not saying that this is an exhaust. The mid pipe can be subtle. So unfortunately, it did get a little hotter out here. As you can see, the sweat probably glistening off my face, but we got everything set up so far for this. So everything is ready to go. There you go. Putting on the mid pipe. Got it jacked up. One day I'll get quick jacks, but until then, I'm a peasant. Putting up the jack stands. Motor, you haven't seen. MST intake, still there. Still going well. The tire's a little dirty because I went over some mud when I was doing a little audio thing. So let me kind of jump under. Let me jump under the car. I really don't know how I'm gonna shoot this for you guys, other than me doing some bonkers, ridiculous angle. Got some cardboard on under here. Okay, so all right, so that's the mid pipe at the end when it goes back to the exhaust back there. As you can see, it's fairly simple. It's just those two bolts. The exhaust hanger is, hold on, let me get this. The exhaust hanger is somewhere, there you go, right there. Just got to pull that off. But then the real problem, or not problem, but the real test is going to be up there. If you can see if we can focus in on it, but hold on. See that? Way up there are two bolts that you're gonna need to take off for this mid pipe. They're sitting right up there. You can't really see my finger kind of pointing toward, but you see them in front of you. So those got to come down along with that O2 sensor, and then you need to take off this bracket right here that's right in your way. Then there's another bracket that's in your way. It's right here. Let me kind of zoom out a bit. See this bracket right here? Bolts right there. Hold on. I'm holding this thing with one hand doing this. Bolts right there. So it's these 8 bolts right there, over here, and then these 2, that bracket right there in the front has to come down in order to drop this whole mid pipe. So this shouldn't be, listen, this is the angle I'm at right now. As you can see, like, I don't got that much space, right? Like, honestly, somebody's gonna say jack it up higher, but like, I don't have that luxury. This is what you have to do to crawl under these cars. I mean, one day soon, we will take care of this, I promise. In the meantime, let me squeeze up out of here again. Ow, just hit my head on the jack. All right, here's the mid pipe. Now, I already did the unboxing, so you saw that the other day or the other night, depending on when I put this up. So we're just gonna throw that on the GR Corolla. I don't know if that's a screen grab, but a little bit of a thumb grab. 2J Racing mid pipe, GR Corolla. You see it. Now, all right, the next shot is probably gonna be me under the car somehow. I'm gonna grab the stuff I need. I'm sweating already. The sun is down from one little cloud that's gonna go away in 30 seconds. And we're just gonna get this going. So hopefully, as you can see, I had to change it out. I'm sweating too much. The hat wasn't holding me down. Shirt on the head. As you can see from this wild angle, that this is what you have to do if you're gonna do this stuff in your driveway. Cause like it's just not gonna be like the most sexiest situation, and it's definitely not gonna be as smooth and buttery as those that have lifts in their garage. So you got to bear with me. So we're just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this look like something, hopefully. I'm gonna prop this camera up there so you can see what I'm working on. Listen, it may not be perfectly straight, but just be happy I'm figuring something out here, because I could just be like, you know what, forget it. This is too much. But that's where we're gonna have to, well, actually first, let's take off these brackets right here. Let's just move you down, move you down. Okay, so right there, if you notice, those, this right here, these four over there, these ones right here, I think you can see them. I'm sure you can. But this bracket, let me try to get this as straight as I can. Okay, so these brackets right here, these ones right here, I don't think you really can't see them. Let me try to scoot over some more. These right here, these are taken off. So there is 8 of these. There's one here, one to the front, one over here, and then if you go to the front of the bracket where you see this arrow pointing to the front, there's 4 more, okay? Self-explanatory. I have no idea what size these bolts are. I'm taking educated guesses right now. Now, so I had automatic. Oh, that's, come on now. That was nothing. Hopefully the exhaust is like that. That's really what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping like all them bolts come off with ease. 2 more bolts. I believe they're also 12 millimeter. Yes, they are. Equally as easy to take off. None of this stuff is, you don't need no PB blaster or anything like that. Take off this last one. Oh, easy. So as you know, I loosened up the bolts here on this one right there, and then obviously on this side right there as well. This whole bracket, this is going to come off. You notice these pieces over here, this plastic right there, this and this piece right here, you might have to move this off in order to get this out. So I'm going to just take off this little clip right here and see if that helps me, give me the leverage I need. See, easy. That might be what I need. It's right here. I think you need to remove that in order to get the rest of this off, because it's not moving without, I took off those 2 clips, but it ain't really doing nothing. Towards the back of that panel that I was moving off. You really need to untwist this. You just put anything that's like a flathead in there and it twists by hand. And that helps lower down this whole entire thing much more. And the bracket's out. Okay, so not too bad. Actually, you know what? I'm tripping. I could do this outside the car. I don't got to do the O2 sensor on the car. 2 bolts up there that you have to get down. One here, and then there's another on this side. All right. Go break the other one. See? Voila. That's off. I don't have the tool for the exhaust hanger, so I'm gonna have to, you see, I'm looking a mess because I was under the car doing dos muchos, okay? Doing too much. It's actually cooler under the car than it is me sitting out here. So let me show you the mid pipe now that it's outside of the car. There we go. So you have the stock mid pipe that comes off the downpipe. Here's the 2J Racing one. Now the stock one obviously has a diameter that is actually fairly large for a stock car because it's turboed and it's very efficient what they built as far as the motor and 300 horsepower, 3 cylinders, so on and so forth. 2J1 is a 3-inch all the way through. So when you do get a downpipe, when you do get an exhaust, all the flow is exactly the same. Stock one is like 2 inches and some change. I don't know the exact number. It's not exactly 3, but it's very close to it. Think like 2.75. I'm gonna take off the O2 sensor. I'm gonna throw it on the 2J Racing one. All right, I swapped over the O2 sensor. As you can see, fairly simple. It's not hard. I put it on there. Way easier. I took the plug that was on the 2J one and put it on the OEM one because I'm just gonna wrap this in plastic, store it in the garage. There are some gaskets on here, like this one right here, that you can take off. I'm going to like probably pry it off, but this gasket you're going to reuse. This is towards the rear of the mid pipe, and then one comes with the 2J Racing mid pipe, and that is this one. And as you can see, it says on the package, this is for the front of the mid pipe only. So that would go over here on the front, going down to the downpipe, even though there is an OEM one that's on there that you're gonna have to get off. So I'm gonna go and get those off, and then we're gonna get this onto the car and be on our way. Peace. Okay, I'm not showing you, I'll move this out the way. Did this wrong. Rule of thumb, do not put the exhaust hanger on yet until you get the mid pipe centered. Everything looks good. O2 sensors on. I'm gonna plug it back in. I'm gonna put this bracket, I'm gonna put the bracket back on. That is trying to play me. Dark clouds approaching. I'm on limited time. I'm gonna show you what this looks like now that it's on the car. I'm gonna throw on the brackets and we're gonna go for a little drive. But there it is, in all its glory. Mid pipe installed. I just gotta put the brackets on there, all the way down to the end, bolted on. Hopefully there's no leaks or anything. I'm going to test that now when I start the car, and that's it. Put the brackets on the same way you saw me take them off. Exhaust hanger. The trick here, and I'm sure you heard me talking about it, is to take off those exhaust hangers. You see some like impact grease I put on there to help slide it on. Take those off completely when you remove the OEM mid pipe. It'll make your life a lot easier. Attach them to the new 2J Racing mid pipe. It'll be a lot easier. But there you have it. Installation. Okay, as you can see, I'm gonna show you. I almost got played. Let me open this door. You see that? Rain. I told you I was on borrowed time, but we got it on. So everything's on. I gotta go to the store actually. So I'm gonna do this exhaust sound later. I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna go to the store and then I'll be back. And I have to go get something for the car. And I need to go get some food because I want to cook some food later. So I gotta go and handle that. I will be back for the exhaust note and how it sounds with the mid pipe. I'll be back. Peace. Okay, I'm back from the store, but I'm gonna do this real quick to show you the sound that this makes. I left the tripod at home. I was going to the store so need to get a mono. I need to get a mono tripod. I so need to, because what I'm doing here is just like the jankiest thing ever, and I'm just not feeling it. Still whack, but this will have to do because it's raining a little bit more. But here we go. That's idle. We're gonna go a couple revs. About 3,000. Now I can hear the tone, the change. Sounds really good when you're really under load. But I'm not gonna say that everybody's gonna be able to pick up how this sounds and everything. But it sounds good, okay? Just telling you that now. Trust CarQuicks. That's 4,000. That's what automatically kind of stops. Now we're gonna 5,000. We're gonna do around 3 again. 3 is there. Let me go up to 4. That's 4,000. 5. Go up to 7. That is all the way to the rev limiter. Okay. Now, before I get kicked out of this parking lot or wherever, what I'm gonna tell y'all is tune in, podcast, new episodes out, talking about Rivian, talking about Toronto's car theft, talking about the Porsche Taycan GT. Check into that, like and subscribe if you haven't. You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that there's like 80% of y'all that see my videos that just don't choose to click on that little subscribe button. Let me tell you how easy it is. You're gonna take your mouse or your finger and you're gonna go over to where it says subscribe and you're gonna tap it. And once you tap it, magic happens, right? Little sparkly things happen and you now join the CarQuicks Club, okay? So welcome if you choose to. If you don't want to, hey, I can't force you to. All I can tell you is that I'm gonna still be here whether you subscribe or not. So enjoy the video.